The 10 states with the lowest Social Security benefits. Interesting. There's a lot of surprises in here. I'm telling you, this is I love this stuff, man. So I'm looking at the data from the most recent Social Security Supplemental Bulletin, which is 487 pages of just fun had by all. Glock shooting sports, how dare you? Austria, no, it's USA on the Austria. How dare you? You know who's from Austria? How dare you, Glock shooting sports? You got an Austria shirt. What does it say on the back? I think it says Glock shooting sports. Okay, good. I actually don't like white shirts because I can't help but make a mess of myself in terms of eating stuff, and so I don't like to wear white shirts. So then when you guys send me something, don't send me white. And my preference isn't cotton either. This is cotton. That's why I don't wear this shirt very much. It's not cotton. My preference is that polyester. All right. So anyway, so this is fun. So we're gonna go over the 10 lowest states, 10 states with the lowest Social Security benefits. But first, we're gonna look at the 10 states with the lowest median household income. Very interesting. So kind of not a whole lot of surprises in here. There's a few, but not many. We got Mississippi is the lowest median income. West Virginia is the next. No one should be really shocked by that, I would think. West Virginia, maybe a little bit. We'll get in that more later. Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, New Mexico. I was kind of surprised by that. Kentucky, Oklahoma, a little bit surprising. South Carolina and Tennessee. So basically the southern states. That's why it's cheaper to live in the South, because they don't make as much money. So these are the 10 lowest median income. And is in the, by and large, the South. So you see Georgia's not in here, Virginia's not in here, North Carolina's not in there, but basically the southern states have the lowest income, and that's why you can buy a house in the South, because it's cheaper. Just a fact. But then we look at that, we look at the bottom, the lowest Social Security benefits. It's actually pretty interesting. So the 10th lowest Social Security benefit, you guys ready? Let me get a different, hold on, pause this real quick. It's South Dakota, which is interesting. Their median Social Security benefit is $1,706. Isn't that interesting? South Dakota is the 10th lowest Social Security benefit. Number 9 is incredible to me. Number 9. Are you thinking about it? What do you think? Number 9. California, which is their benefit is $1,698. California has a 9th lowest Social Security benefit, and neither of those are on the top 10 for lowest median income. I thought that was pretty amazing, actually. Pretty interesting. California, number 9. In fact, California is in the top 5 or 6 of median income. Kind of weird. All right, let's keep going here. Kentucky comes in at number 8, and they're at 1,681. Number 7 was Montana, and that's 1,680. And again, Montana. So the top 4, the right here lowest, only one, Kentucky, is in the lowest median income. Then you get number 6 is Maine. That's 1,665. Number 5 was Alaska. At 1,659. So the top, the bottom 10, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of the bottom 10 were not even, only one was in here, the bottom for the lowest median income. Isn't that interesting? Now the last 4 are pretty typical over here. We got New Mexico comes in at number, Arkansas comes in at number 4, Arkansas. And their median benefit is 1,651. Then you got the bottom 3 are New Mexico, number 3, and they come in at 1,629. Then you got Mississippi. Oh wait, then you got Louisiana, number 2, and they come in at 1,611. And then Mississippi is number 1, and they come in at 1,610. But interestingly enough, Alabama, Arkansas is in there. So we already got Arkansas. We already got Kentucky. Interesting. West Virginia is not in the bottom 10 for median Social Security. Why would you think that would be? I'll share with you some thoughts. Tennessee, South Carolina, Oklahoma. We got New Mexico in there. West Virginia, Alabama are not in the bottom. And yet the lowest median Social Security is the north. Isn't that interesting? The lowest median Social Security are states in the north which have higher, much higher median incomes than a lot of these other places. I find that interesting. One of the things I find interesting would be West Virginia. West Virginia has the 49th lowest median income in the United States, median household income, with only $51,000 a year. Why are they not on this? Well, my argument is that a lot of people work in the D.C. area. They live and work in Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, Maryland, and then they retire to West Virginia. We actually, when we lived in Silver Spring, Maryland, we had a duplex. My dad didn't own it. He rented it from some guy. Next to us were two gay guys, and we had a duplex. And, I don't want to say, I guess it's kind of a rough part of town, but it wasn't like Gangsterville. There's a lot of public housing up the way, but, I didn't die and didn't get shot at or anything like that. But anyway, but a couple of gay guys next to us, and they didn't get killed or anything like that either. But anyway, long story short, we actually had 3 bedrooms, and we took a boarder in. This guy, was it Craig? I think his name's Craig. And he would come down over the week, a weird guy, and not a bad guy, over the week, and rent a room from us because he lived in West Virginia. And so what he would do is he'd drive down on Sunday night, I think, and stay with us until he would leave on Friday night to go back to West Virginia. And that's, so, I mean, essentially he was making DC salary, but living in West Virginia, because the cost of living was much less. Now that seems like a nightmare to me, but that's what he would do. We actually know somebody who is a professor over at Georgia Tech, not far from us. And he has a place down at Midtown because the commute's so bad. So he stays down there during the week and comes back up during the weekend. That's, again, sounds horrible to me, but, to each his own. But anyway, I think his name was Craig. I can't remember. Vern, that's his name. Vern, that's what it was. Vern. Craig was with my dad when we first got divorced in Portland. He moved in with a guy named Craig in Portland. He rented a place with that guy Craig in Portland. It's Vern. I'm almost positive it's Vern. And it's weird too because we used to share like the voicemail with Vern. It's kind of strange, and it was just a weird situation. In hindsight, you look at it, you say that's kind of a weird situation. Back then, I did not know it was a weird situation. You know what I'm saying? Just like, it's just normal. But in hindsight, yeah, that's kind of weird. But anyway, so that's what he used to do. He used to work in D.C. Or maybe Maryland or something, I can't remember. He used to work for the federal government in the D.C. area, but he'd go back to West Virginia. So it's interesting. You'd think this would be higher, his median income, but for him it probably was. But a lot of people retire to West Virginia, and when they retire to West Virginia, they're getting their D.C. area Social Security benefits, and then they're moving to West Virginia. So that's why I think this right here, the lowest median income for Social Security for West Virginia, isn't on there. Alaska, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Alaska is 1659. I just assume a lot of old people, when they hit 62, they're just going to pop smoke and say we're taking our Social Security earlier. I don't know that why. I guess maybe a lot of single men up there. You know what I'm saying? Because I did a video not too long ago about the only state that has more men on Social Security than women. I imagine a lot of those men who are on Social Security are taking it early because there's no spouses to contend with. California is interesting. South Dakota and California, what's that about? And on my locals live stream the other day, someone said maybe because they have such a, the lower paid service people, the Mexicans and Guatemalans and Hondurans and stuff, who work for pennies on the dollar as service, and they just take Social Security as early as they can get it. And that, and then they are also, physically they're struggling as they get older. And that's why the liberal states are always the biggest in inequality. It's funny, the liberals gripe the most about inequality, but they're the biggest unequal people there are, for sure. Again, the Democrats consist of very rich and very poor. The Republicans are pretty much everybody in between. And that's just a fact. Liberalism is it's so silly, man. I'm a liberal, I want to support the poor. And you make it even worse, inequality. In liberal states, it's always like that. So you got California, in the top 5 for incomes, and yet in the bottom 10 for median Social Security. How ironic. I just thought that was South Dakota, California, Montana, Maine. Maine's just a lot of older people. Just older. They're pale and stale. How pale and stale. White people, how bad. We're so ashamed of ourselves. Oh, liberalism is a disease. So Maine is just older people. And that's why I was surprised Vermont and New Hampshire aren't here, because they're both older, pale and stale. But Maine, that's what it is. older people. They just took Social Security early, and you know, I don't know in terms of being married or whatnot, but I just found it interesting, man. So your dollar can go a lot longer in these states right here, Mississippi, West Virginia. I mean, I don't want to live in Louisiana. You're crazy to live in Louisiana. Just joking, you. Just joking. I love my Louisianians. I just won't live there. West Virginia's fantastic. Lots of Mississippi's fantastic. You don't want to live in Jackson. That's for doggone sure. Lots of nice places in Arkansas. I've only been through a couple times. Alabama's fantastic. You know, New Mexico doesn't do anything for me, but I think there's some beautiful parts of New Mexico. I just, you know, other than going through Albuquerque, I don't know anything about New Mexico. Kentucky, you know, I will never live there, but lots of pretty places in Kentucky. Oklahoma doesn't do anything for me. South Carolina doesn't do anything for me. And I like Tennessee. But other than that, I mean, you got some places that you can take your high Social Security checks, you know, retire from Connecticut and move to one of these places. And man, you are living large, dog. All right. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. That was pretty interesting. All right. God bless. We'll see you. And if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. See you guys.